Hana, dos, three. Hey everyone, I'm Adi, so-called the K-pop analyst, and today we are watching BABYMONSTER Dream, their pre-debut song. But before that, I owe you a big apology. Because in the previous video, the reaction to their final announcement, like the final lineup, I wasn't feeling really good and the whole reaction was quite rushed from my side, and because of that my performance there wasn't not good enough, but it was even worse than in another cases in my another reaction, so I want to say sorry for that. And also another thing I would like to say, some of you on the channel Voicemail X might be thinking why the last evaluations episodes, like my reactions to them, are in like backwards order. And that's because of that I was doing those reactions to another channel called Harmonie Asie, which was initially in Czech, but then I started to do videos in English because doing some content or any content in Czech, like in Czech Republic, it's quite meaningless and there's no point because nobody is interested in that. So yeah, it was the reason that I started to do it in English. But for some another special reason, which is not really clear, YouTube gave me a soft ban. And soft ban, it's not like having a strike. That's something different, because having a soft ban, it's not like an official thing. So I didn't know what to do, but based on others' opinions on the internet, like on some forums, Reddit, etc., etc., they told me that it's like not official thing. Nobody knows for how long it works, and it basically works like your video doesn't allow, like all video don't allow or don't work according to the algorithm, and basically my videos were not recommended that much as they used to be. Basically YouTube went against me. They didn't give me a strike like to stop me doing videos for some time, but basically everything I did was meaningless because just a few people were able to get there or get the notification, etc., etc. That's why I try to put the same videos, or the first video was the BABYMONSTER mashup performance of 21 songs. Here on Voicemail X it received like over, I don't know, it's like 40,000 views, and on Harmonie Asia channel it's not even like maybe 30 or 40, not thousand, but just like that, maybe it's 100, I don't know, but basically the difference is really big there. And I don't know if I'll continue on Harmonie Asia because there are more reactions, so I leave in the description link to that channel if you want to check some other reactions like K-pop reactions or anything you would like to. Maybe I will continue here. So for those who are watching this video on Harmonie Asia, because I still like upload my videos on both channels at the moment. So for those who are confused why I'm talking here about some Voicemail X channel, yeah, this is basically the story. So maybe I will be doing those videos on Voicemail X only. That depends. But that's basically all from my side. Now let's go and watch the pre-debut song Dream. Let's go. Silent or? Oh, I can hear it. Oh, so they didn't do an MV, but they used like the older material from their times. Oh. That's the song from the end of the episode 8 of Last Evaluation, right? So, because of fans, we were able to find out that those are their voices, and only Ruka and Asa were missing, which would be like pointless to eliminate just two rappers. Hmm. Okay, to be fully honest with you, I don't really like the concept and idea of having pre-releases, pre-debuts, etc., because the definition of a word debut, or in French debut, it's like the start of the artist in any way. Like it's if it's a painter, if it's a singer, musician, producer, dancer, rapper, anything you want. Basically, the way or the thing with which you start, it's your like first thing, and it's your first thing, and that that's the point with which you debut in your career. And having something before that, it's quite weird. Like for example, okay, if some, I don't know, if we take the example with painter, like if the artist used to do some sketches and preparations which didn't come to the final version to be like publicly shown somewhere, or some music like to be posted somewhere, that could be like some materials, not finished like works, etc., but once it's like published and shown to the people, I think it's basically debut. So having something like called something like this, not just in this case but in general, to be called pre-release and maybe like pre-release, let's say, is like bigger sneak peek to the upcoming comeback, any type of album you want. But with pre-debuts, I'm always like, yeah, basically that could be debut. In this case, it seems really like they recorded it during their days. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to like make the timelines and time like points in the timeline when was what recorded, because last evaluation was obviously recorded like basically a year ago. But the last scene with Yan Yon Sok at the end of the episode 8 of Last Evaluations was recorded nowadays, or at least at the end of last year, because he was wearing Apple Watch Ultra, which were released last fall, and he wasn't able to have them during the last evaluation. And as I checked some scenes with him there, he didn't have them, or like it wasn't possible to for him to have them. So yeah, because of that, I also think that although in the previous video the debut announcement members, he used like cards with ages of like those ages. under their names on those cards as he was showing it there were old, because there was like their age didn't fit the age of which they are now. But I don't think it was because it was recorded like back then, because obviously we were able to see his Apple Watch Ultra as well, although he had like long sleeves, so it wasn't that much easy. But I checked it many times, and he for sure had those watches. So yeah, I think it's really hard to say like when this song was recorded. It didn't have to be recorded like literally a few days or weeks ago. It could be really during like after the last evaluation was ended, and then was the big break until they announced Baby Monster and whole introducing videos, those first solo performances, etc., etc. It depends really when did Jan Hrošok decided that yeah, these all 7 will debut, and then he started to use the last evaluation thing as like a survival show just to get fans to get attached to them. And yeah, and as I was saying, since we were able to hear this sneak peek at the end of the last evaluation, and only the 2 rappers Ruka and Asa were included there, it seemed like yeah, all of them will debut after all. But the thing is, as we learned from the previous video when Jan Hrošok said that he was about to eliminate Asa, and yeah, he gave a good reason for that, because the only way I was thinking there's a possibility some of the members might be eliminated was because the Black Label is preparing their girl group as well. So I was thinking they could like use those 2 eliminated members, which got also enough screen time popularity in the last evaluation, and they will include them into that girl group, and there will be a special connection between these groups, something as you have in Enhypen and A-Team. And in the case that Jan Hrošok would use Asa to include her in, he called it not Japanese or J-pop group, he called it global girl group with Asa, and he wanted to go to Japan to get members there. So we can't really say like to which market, if it will be like Japanese because it's called like global. It would be basically the same, I guess, as it is with an A-Team, because they are like K-pop group focused on the Japanese market with the goal of going global. And I guess that was the plan. Jan Hrošok told us he used to have with Asa, which would basically mean my theory was right, but not with the Black Label girl group, but with this group, that it would be basically the same as Enhypen and A-Team, but with BABYMONSTER and some sort of Japan location to going global group based, like Japan / global based group. Yeah, I'm quite confusing now with my words. Sorry. So. Based on that, I was thinking, yeah, is there any chance he wanted to eliminate Asa? Because it was really like with Rora, I don't say I didn't want to have her there, but it would make a bit more sense and it would be understandable. Also, he said he is planning another girl group, which could be again in 7 years. We cannot tell. Maybe it will be sooner. Maybe he was referring to the black label group. We cannot say, so that's really hard to compare, and we cannot say much if like because YG used to always focus on one girl group for a longer period of time, so it would be quite unexpected to have like more girl groups at the same time, even at the same time, like for example 2-3 years apart from each other. Maybe if it was like the Black Label group, I can imagine it, because BABYMONSTER will have their own producers and will train directly under the YG label, and the Black Label group will be like based on Teddy's production skills and will be under the Black Label. And although the Black Label is still subsidiary of YG, I can see like they will be able to keep the difference between these girl group, so it's like hard to say. So if it wasn't this case and they would really debut another girl group like after a year or two, it would be really important how they would deliver like the next group in which he was thinking to have Rora, but that's like one big speculation. The situation with Asa, like although at the time when the last evaluation was recorded, I truly think that the Yeon Sok was thinking about eliminating some of the members, and as he said, 2 members. But yeah, wait, something is happening weird there. Okay, just some problem with Siri. Never mind. And when I was when I wanted to say, yeah, but with Asa, I think my words were that he truly was thinking to eliminate someone, but after some time he changed his mind and decided to make the whole last evaluation, as I said. And here comes the thing that I'm not sure about his words with Asa, because it would make totally sense, but maybe because Ruka is older, so he wanted to keep her in this group rather than Asa, and always Asa during the last evaluation might have gained much bigger popularity after. I'm not really sure with that, but yeah, I could imagine Asa being the leader of the Japan, or how do we want to call it, girl group. But he definitely didn't change his mind like after just a few weeks or months. It was definitely like even much longer time before that. And based on that, I think he wanted to just like give a small sneak peek that some girl group is preparing. And he definitely knew that maybe before, during the last evolution, he was thinking, yeah, Asa is really good, I might want her to be in that group. And then he maybe, like, we cannot tell based on the plans and situation they have now, so I don't know when he really changed his mind. Maybe he even didn't change his mind and he was thinking like, yeah, I will definitely keep Asa in this group, but I will just make it more dramatic to give a big sneak peek and teaser to this Japan/global group, and I will keep her there anyway. So it's, at the end of the day, I have to say, let me know, what do you think? I've been thinking about this for like since the reaction I recorded, but I started to think about it like later on after I posted the reaction. And is it everything? Yeah, I totally forgot to say, there might be even some, for sure, Thai-based boy group, but also I think they will do girl group for sure, because not only Teddy with his The Black Label made a joint venture with Thai company called CP, and they call it the Black Sea, as written with capital CEA, as Southeast Asia, and they are preparing like some artists that are making auditions, not just like the Black Label did audition for the girl group they are preparing, that will be like their girl group, but also they made this joint venture and they are doing or they did castings for like both male and females, so they are preparing something there for Southeast Asia / only Thai market, and it's really interesting. But beside that, I found out that like 2 years ago, yeah, it will be like 2 years ago, YG created joint venture with GMM Grammy, which is one of the, or if not the biggest, like entertainment company in Thai, and they did auditions for anybody, and then later on they did in 2022 audition for boys, so they are preparing some boy group, but since they made auditions like for anybody, they have definitely some like girls there also. So beside the sneak peek of having some global group based from Japan, as he mentioned, or some other group like the Black Label group, or the group next with he, like next after Baby Monster that Jan Hong-suk was talking to have Rora there initially. We might have also like for the Thai market, which is very interesting because nothing to Thai for sure, like I don't want to sound offensive at all, but their market wasn't really that lucrative for K-pop labels that much, or maybe it didn't used to be like that. Japan, or the Japanese music market has always been the like right after the US market. Japanese market has always been the second biggest one. So beside like the history and similar culture and idol scene, it was lucrative, and it has always made sense for them to focus on the Japanese market. But with Thai or with Thai members, it has always been more like the country, or with other like Southeast Asia, like Indonesia, Malaysia, or for example, as we have in New Jeans, Vietnamese member, it has always been like better to have a representative, like a member from that country in a K-pop group, focus on the Korean/global stage. And basically the situation as we have with like Lisa is the queen of Thailand now, and everyone is so proud of her and support her and love her there. Like it's so phenomenal. But besides like having these like members in groups like here and there might even happen like groups like based to that sector, like something as SM told with SM 3.0, that they are planning like not just Japanese NCT Tokyo, like NCT unit based on Tokyo, based on Japan location, but also they are preparing like Japanese team there. The same goes with like US team there, as for example, not in the way they were preparing it with NCT Hollywood, but group on its own based on the US location, something as for example JYP is doing with Capitol Records, the A2K, like America to Korea. They are preparing also like girl group based with the like prepare with the K-pop training system, but based in the US. Something is Hype preparing with Geffen Records to do a girl. It initially was supposed to be a boy group, but then they changed them out and preparing a girl group based to this like locational like US base. And then during the SM 3.0, as Sam mentioned, also like besides like Japan and US, they are preparing like they will be like putting some representative and members from Southeast Asia to their teams, and later on they will debut like a team in Thailand as well, like Thai based to the location team. So I think we might get something similar from YG, because they created like joint venture with one of the biggest company in Thailand, and it just shows like how big of an impact Lisa has on YG. Because to those who don't know, YG has always been like it has always been like Korean company, and after Sotaejen Boys ended, and with HOT the K-pop scene or the idol scene in Korea, K-pop called K-pop started, and then after HOT Jan Hyun-suk also joined this like Hallyu wave of K-pop, but it was initially like really hip hop based label with like connections to K-pop, but not that big. For example, Jinuseon was duo, basically just hip hop duo. With one time it was like a hip hop group which worked on the idol scene, so it was like borderline. The first like truly 100% idol was Seven, but this I'm going too much to the history. But the thing was, because they were like really based around hip hop, and hip hop comes from the US, they have always been like Korean company with one leg being or standing in the US, but not with the popularity. It was more like they had the roots there because hip hop got into Korea with Korean Americans who were like, you know what the Korean American mean, Koreans born in Korea or and then left with their parents to US, or even born in like US with having just Korean parents. But they went back to Korea, and as they went back to Korea, they brought the hip hop element and the roots from there to Korea as well, and because of that, the like it started to grow with Sotajian Boys for sure, which Yang Hyosok was the member of Sotajian Boys, and also Hyun Jin Young from SM Entertainment. So the rules in Korea were around that, but after like Yang Hyosok started YG Entertainment, it started to grow more and more, and they were known to be the hip hop label of Korea. And why I'm saying this, like, interesting thing is YG from their like debut artists has always have Korean members, and if it wasn't like 100% Korean member, it was like Korean American. But Lisa was the first completely non-Korean member, and then just like proves the fact that Lisa had a really big impact. Like Blackpink in general, they move like, I would say, yeah, like with their popularity, they move YG like to big heights. Even big. Okay, let's phrase it like this. YG started to grow a lot with Big Bang and also 21, etc., etc. But then also Blackpink debuted, but in 2019 the Burning Sun scandal happened, and YG was in like not really good situation, etc., etc. But basically Blackpink were those who like kept them and helped them to stay on the scene, to continue and to get through that and to be able to shine in the future as they used to. So thank you for Blackpink for that. Also, although in Korea the perspective of the public towards YG Entertainment wasn't really good because of the scandal and the whole situation with YG, I think that now it's getting better and better. And beside that, as I said, not just Blackpink help them like to keep their to keep their status on the K-pop scene, but also Lisa helped them to get into the Thai market and to build something like this. And we have a lot of things to come based like in the collaboration between not just YG and GMM Grammy with their YGMM joint venture, but the same goes with the Black Label and CP having the joint venture, the Black Sea. So I just wanted to mention that besides those sneak peeks that Janosok gave us, we have a lot of to come, and I'm really looking forward to that. And now I should finally say something about Dream, this song Dream. It's really heartwarming, heart-touching, and yeah, it's like from the times, as it said, pre-debut. Although it's like all members are here. Basically, it was released after the time the final announcement was announced, so it sort of is kind of like debut by the definition of the word, but it's not like I see why it's called like pre-debut. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Interesting thing I wanted to point out, it's fully in English, and I don't want to say that language defines genre. I don't like people saying like those words. Yeah, it's whole in English, so it's not the K-pop, and when it's in Japanese, it's not the K-pop. Like, the language doesn't define the genre. If you take a look on the composition of the song, the lyrics and like the language in the language in which the lyrics are sang or rapped or basically used didn't or doesn't affect anyhow this composition. Like the composition stays the same, and if the vocals are in that or that language, basically what I'm saying, if you make English version, Japanese version of a song, it doesn't really change the structure. And also when K-pop groups do like Japanese, not reaction, but Japanese original songs, it's basically in many times done not like a J-pop song, it's like just the composition and the style is very similar to the way how K-pop songs are done, and based on that I just think it's like Japanese song done by K-pop group, so it's still K-pop just in a different language, because you cannot define genres by the language. Like if you take a look, for example, to the West scene, you have Shakira, Enrique Iglesias, and they do songs in both languages, both Spanish and English, and the song it's still like the same, like the genre and the composition doesn't change. So I'm not saying like they are not K-pop group, they are K-pop group for sure, but we are in the phase when we are entering like the term global pop, and I don't know if in future we will be like in the position where we will be dividing like, yeah, this is global pop, this is K-pop, because people are so used to the term K-pop. So I think it will be like hard to say, yeah, this is global pop from now on. So I don't know, but it just proves that they are really aiming to go global like right from the beginning, because although having English, like full English song isn't a rule and must to be popular in the West or in the US, because BTS didn't break out to the US with Dynamite. They broke into the scene even before that. The same goes with Despacito. The same goes with Gangnam Style. The same goes with Macarena. So I'm not saying it's a rule. It's like you are going more on safe ground, and it's like easier to make a whole English song to appeal on the US or onto the West market. But it's definitely better than do like English version, because in the West people are not used to have a song and like sing there, yeah, this is English version and this is the original version. They are used to just like one song with your title. So if you want to go by this, and if you want to be like on a safe ground that it's like easier for you to appeal to the scene, you should do just one version as they did with Dynamite. Just like the song is fully in English, yeah, whatever, it still like the genre it is, and you are just like doing one version, and that's the perfect way how to do. So I'm very curious like what the other discography and their song will be. So that's all from my side. I've been talking here for quite a long time, so that's even longer reaction than I expected, but that's all from me, and see you next. Don't forget to subscribe, because I will definitely check more things by Baby Monsters. So yeah, that's all from me for sure now, and see you next time. Bye.